The Tylenol murders, the poisonings, that changed America in September 1982. The Chicago area was rocked by a wave of sudden, unexplained deaths. Seemingly healthy people collapsed and died within hours, sometimes minutes, of taking a common, trusted medication, Tylenol. Within days, investigators discovered the horrifying truth. Someone had laced Tylenol capsules with cyanide, turning a household painkiller into a weapon. 7 people died, millions panicked, and despite a massive investigation, no one has ever been caught. The first known victim was Mary Kellerman, a 12-year-old girl from Elk Grove Village, who died just hours after taking extra-strength Tylenol for a sore throat. Later that same day, Adam Janus, a 27-year-old postal worker, also died suddenly. In a tragic twist, Adam's brother and sister-in-law Stanley and Teresa Janus died later that evening. Tylenol from the same bottle while grieving in his home. More victims followed in nearby suburbs, including Paula Prince, a flight attendant, who was captured on a security camera buying the pills that would kill her. How the killer operated: investigators determined that someone had removed Tylenol bottles from store shelves, filled capsules with potassium cyanide, and then returned the tainted bottles back to retail stores. The poisoning didn't happen at the factory, it was random, retail-level tampering, making it almost impossible to predict or prevent. The case sent shockwaves across the nation. Tylenol was recalled nationwide. Sales of over-the-counter medications plummeted. Copycat poisonings occurred in other cities. In response, Johnson & Johnson pulled 31 million bottles from shelves and offered replacement products. Their swift and transparent response became a textbook example of crisis management, but the killer was still out there. The investigation, the FBI and local police, launched one of the largest manhunts in U.S. history, but the case proved maddeningly difficult. A man named James W. Lewis sent a letter to Johnson & Johnson demanding $1 million to stop the killings. He was eventually arrested and convicted of extortion, but investigators couldn't tie him directly to the poisonings. Years later, his home was searched again, and he remained a prime suspect, but no charges were ever filed for the murders. Theories, even after 4 decades, theories continued to swirl. James W. Lewis, a likely extortionist, but was he also the killer? He claimed he was being framed, a disgruntled employee or insider, someone with knowledge of retail distribution and access to Tylenol stock, a random killer seeking chaos, a domestic terrorist before the term was widely used. Copycats or false leads. The panic triggered more poisonings and hoaxes, complicating the original investigation, but the original Tylenol killer was never definitively identified. A legacy of safety while the crime remains unsolved. The Tylenol murders had profound consequences. Tamper-evident packaging became standard. Capsules were replaced with solid caplets that are harder to manipulate. Federal anti-tampering laws were introduced in 1983, creating new felonies for product tampering. In a dark twist of fate, the tragedy helped usher in a new era of consumer safety. Final thoughts. The Tylenol murders are a terrifying reminder that danger can come from the most unexpected places. More than 40 years later, we still don't know who committed one of the most infamous mass poisonings in American history.